Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Go to Classic and viewers. Uh, we apologize to all our audience for missing out last week. Chama here is a new dad, so congratulations, Chama. Enjoy it,
Thanks,
man.
man.
Enjoy it. So yeah, let's jump right in. This is game week 8 preview. It's still going on. Game week 7 is still going on, so this is just like a pod before the
Yeah,
game.
one more
So
game
it's
to
one
go.
more game to
It was
go.
a
Yeah,
double game week, right?
yeah, double game week. But yeah, let's jump right in, Chama.
Mm-hmm.
It's still what Tuesday here, 7:36 a.m. in the US. This is on the 3rd of October. I think you guys are almost the next day,
Almost
right?
in, but not yet.
Not yet.
23:36. Yeah,
Okay, it's
almost
almost
in, but
12 midnight.
not
Yeah,
yet.
in Japan. Okay, so moving
Mm-hmm.
on to game week 7 results as it stands so far. Just one more game, like Chama said.
Mm-hmm.
Just some additional, just some highlights. 6-1 Aston Villa Brighton. We'll talk about that in the talking points, which is a shocking point for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Notable results: Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 4, Everton 1, Luton 2. This is also a
Mm-hmm.
point of discussion in our talking points. Wolves 2, Man City 1. This is very shocking indeed. Everybody expected Wolves to crumble on a Man City, but they won, and I hope it's a turning point in their season. Um,
Yeah.
Tottenham to Liverpool 1. This is a major talking point this week, so Chama will delve deep into that and talk about it. Nottingham
Daily
Forest
Falcon.
1,
Yeah.
yeah, Brentford 1, and then I think this was the last game. Fulham 0, Chelsea 2, finally scoring. And yeah, so straight to the talking points for this game week. Chama. VAR. I think you have
Yeah.
a lot to talk about this. So yeah, just give us your thoughts on VAR.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's good to be back after a week of not putting. But yeah, VAR. I think this is like it's like some people say it's always boring to talk about VAR or every week
Yeah,
coming back to VAR and things like that because you want to talk about football. But at the end of the day, VAR is not or the ones running VAR, not VAR itself, because sometimes we make that mistake and saying the VAR is the problem,
mm-hmm.
and the technology in other words is the problem, but not necessarily the case. The case is the problem is the ones running, the people running the technology. I've used this word once before. I've used this word before. That is incompetence. I feel there is a lack of competence sometimes. There are some. I'm sure the referees are trying to do their best, and the VAR officials are trying to do their best, and all those kind of things. But especially this season, it has been a recurring theme. Like every single week, there is a new story about VAR. Every single week, and then a week will come, and then you think, okay, it cannot get any worse than this, and then the next week comes and then it is worse. It keep getting worse and worse and worse. And then it get to the point where you are feeling, okay, is this really, like, because I was really a person who liked the technology, because
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm always like a progressive person. I want to think about what makes things better and stuff like that. So I think like that. And I thought VAR was gonna do something like that, make the game better, make the game more enjoyable. But in the end, make the game more fair, like the teams that like deserve to win because of the right calls have been made and stuff like that. So I was pro that. But like the way it is going, like you tend to think, okay, is this really worth it? Like the VAR, because I'm just talking in a general perspective, because we're gonna talk about the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
This week it hit me hard because it was on Liverpool. So maybe I have more to say this week than other weeks. But it was not just about Liverpool this week. You watch the game on Sunday. That was Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. There were two very bad VAR calls as well. There was a penalty. VAR, they did not bother to intervene where there could have been a penalty. They said nothing. What is the point then? What is the point of and then they come and tell you what is obvious. What they are they say? Clear and obvious thing, and then that kind of create another big gap. What is this? It has been a mess in the Premier League, to be honest. And if you watch other sports, or if you watch other competitions, other football competitions, for
Other
example, I
leagues,
watch the
yeah,
Women's
yeah.
World Cup. I watched the Women's World Cup recently. That was the final. I watched the finals. Actually, the only game I watched was the finals, England versus Spain. And then you see how the officials were communicating with each other, and then everybody was hearing what was going on, and then you can clearly see why something is given. Like you don't have any argument because you know the reasons behind it. So for those people who understand the game very well, who understand the rules of the game very well, I'm not saying I'm one of those people, but for those people, it is easier because you can always interpret the thing easily. But not everybody understand it very well. So it's always good to communicate these kind of things. But it has been a mess in the Premier League, and then they are trying to do it on their own way, and it has not worked. Yeah, they are not following the other, like, for example, rugby in England. They are doing exceptionally well with VAR. Rugby Nation, they are doing very well with VAR. But in football, in the Premier League, the best league in the world, like they're trying to reinvent the wheel, I would say, like do it in their own way. What is your thought on it generally? I'm not the Liverpool one. We're gonna go to the fan corner before I get onto that one.
Man, I think before you implement the technology, first, in my opinion, what they should have done was to try and implement it in the lower leagues, the lower leagues. Even though it's expensive to implement, I understand, but make sure that you master it before you bring it to the Premier League, because there's a lot of things at stake for teams. You know what I mean? There's a lot of money involved, and like it messes up teams because the margin of error in the Premier League is very small. You miss 2 or 3, 4 goals in the Premier League. Next thing you know, you're outside of the top 4. You can't qualify for Champions League again, and it affects your whole season. The problem I have with VAR is the inconsistency. Very inconsistent this season. Like
very inconsistent.
I don't understand. You give a penalty for something. Okay, we understand. Yes, this is the first game of the season. This is now a penalty. Fine, cool. The next game, you see the same thing. No penalty. Okay, what's happening? what's the explanation behind it? The same thing. Was it Romero against ManU against Tottenham?
Yeah.
They had the same incident. People keep replaying the same thing, right? They said no penalty. The same thing happened to Tottenham. They gave them a penalty. Like, at some point you start having these conspiracy theories that, maybe they are favoring a particular team over some other teams. Because some of these
exactly they create
they create this kind of scenarios because you're not inconsistent. So I feel like you will think that after how many years now since they've implemented VAR, they should be getting better. Not worse. It's like every new season, the first few games is really terrible for VAR, and then they get their act together. It's like, you need to be consistent. You need to improve. If you see that this thing is actually making the game worse, they need to find some other way to try and make it better, honestly. It's not working.
But like they say, the technology is here to stay, I think. I don't think they will want to go back on it after investing a lot of it, I'm sure. But yeah, it is not really making the game fun. It is taking a lot away from the emotions from the game and all those kind of things. And then it's not making it better. They are not making the right decisions at the end of the day. You have this at your disposal, and still you're making the wrong decisions, which is, to be honest, it is baffling to see. It was crazy.
Finally, for me, I believe that when they had the goal line technology, that was like a major boost to the game because we had missed so many goals.
That was a good one.
That was like that. To be honest, I was like, okay, this we need in the game, because some of these goals, like it's ridiculous. But then when VAR came, like when you score a goal, you have to wait for like 5 seconds or 30 seconds to see if the goal is like your emotions are like, oh, okay, let me guess. Okay, goal, yeah, finally. I mean, it sucks out the emotion of the game. I'm not a big fan. I just want to ignore most of the time, but honestly, I'm not a big fan. Anyways, moving on to Watkins versus Brighton. What happened to Brighton, man? They just beat us at home a few games ago. So easy. Everybody's complaining about ManU. We are terrible. Next thing you know, they go and concede 6. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, Brighton is a funny team, I think they are one of the teams. They are yet to keep a clean sheet this season in the Premier League. They are one of those teams.
Every game.
They have considered a goal in every single game. Of course, we all have Estepina in our team, and we love him. But then you watch Brighton play, you watch them defend sometimes. What team is this? You watch them play the next day, you see, wow, what a team! This team, they are joy to watch. I don't know what really happened. I watched the game, I couldn't believe my eyes what I was seeing, like the chances
I think it's the counter, yeah.
Aston Villa have been and stuff like that. 6 goals. Wow. Even Estepina scored an own goal and then gave us a -2, which was did you have him in your team?
Yeah, it was my team. I think To be honest, when I saw the goals, the highlights, I actually watched the highlights. I saw that Watkins was a bit fortunate with the goals. All the goals, I think, apart from one, I think most of the goals he scored, the 2 goals, and I think an assist. We are a bit fortunate, to be honest. Like one was a deflection,
Yeah.
and one was just a hit. Like okay, this is very, very fortunate, you know. But it's the way they play. They just want to go all out attack, and as a team that attacks, defense wins you tournaments, right? Championships.
Yeah.
If you don't prioritize your defense, they're going to be an entertaining team to watch, but I don't think they're going to win trophies.
A lot.
No, they're going to be there, maybe thereabouts in Europe, obviously. But then when it comes to the real, like top leaders in the league, they won't be one of them. Yeah,
but I think that's good for them, though. Like I don't think they. Of course, they will win a trophy. Anything we want to win a trophy. But the team like Brighton, I think if they are competing, staying in the Premier League, of course they have bigger ambitions. Going to Europe here and there, I think they might be content. But of course, there will come a time where you will feel, okay, I really need to push on and then win a trophy and stuff like that. But the league is not an easy league, You consider the big teams around it's a tough league. It's a tough country to win a trophy, especially if you are playing at the top tier.
But I feel like they just need to change a few things. If they want they don't have to change much. So I think it's up to the way that they're playing. They're trying to actually consistently be an attacking team. And you don't have to attack all the time. That's just the thing. Because West Ham did the same thing to them. They defended and then they counter attack and they scored 3 or something like that.
They beat them on the counter.
So I mean, you can change these things.
Yeah, Watkins, Watkins is strange. He is the leading point scorer in the FPL right now. He has more points than Haaland. He has more points than any player. But of course, that was killed by the 23 points he got. He got now 50-something points. So that was almost half of the total points that he accumulated this season in one game. And then he's all of a sudden scored like 5 returns. Like you say, I think I would say there was a bit of unfortunate in the third goal. The second goal, I think I really like the second goal because he worked it out, take the ball and then low shot. Hit it in a very, very good spot, I think. The first goal was a good pass from Cash. He finished it. And then he got another 2 assists, He could have even get 4 goals, That one, he was a 1-on-1. He hit the post and then, the keeper saved it. And then the midfielder, what's his name? The Brazilian guy, Luis, converted the rebound. So, yeah. Watkins is quite interesting. And then their fixtures are taking a turn, People were not happy with him initially in the start of the season, but he has been returning.
He wasn't returning, definitely.
He wasn't returning regularly. He wasn't returning big numbers, but he was returning regularly. He only blanked in 1 game this season. And these kind of things are underrated. And if you see like the way Salah, for example, I just mentioned Salah, for example, he started the season scoring 5 points, 8 points, 7 points, and people were like, okay, Salah is not scoring points, right? And then he started scoring 10, and then everybody is now, jumping. Salah is the time because they want to see those big holes. If they don't see those big holes, they're under it. But as long as they are ticking along with the points, for me, consistency for me, it's over the season. It's not about the one game week points and stuff like that, or the big return, because those things don't come very often. But if a player is ticking along very regularly, like what Watkins has been doing, of course, he lost the penalties. He was not scoring. He was just getting assists, and also that thing also plays in the mind of people. When a player is just getting assists instead of like a striker, for example, getting 2 assists or 3 assists or 1 assist every game. Like he's not scoring goals, then they tend to think, okay, that's not good enough. Even though sometimes the assist can give you, like for example, Salah's one of his 10 pointers were 2 assists in a game, and then he got 10 points. He did not score in that game. So at the end of the day, like FPS review for me, which I think I have been doing for a while now, is about the points rather than what gives you the points, the clean sheets, the points, and the goals and the assists. So if you view it from the point of view points, then
it's all about
maybe
points, to be honest.
It's all about points rather than what you do.
Moving forward, Saka and passing on penalties. Saka is a strange one. Because in my team I was like, okay, they have a difficult turn of fixtures. I think I'll take him out. But as soon as I took him out, that's when he started being consistent, because he wasn't really on the best of form in the first. Yeah, he wasn't. And then all of a sudden he started scoring double-digit hauls. And at least this game week I didn't have him in my team, but when I saw that they had 2 penalties, and the first one I was like, man, Saka has already scored a goal. Okay, fine, cool. And next thing he has a penalty. He's going to score 2 goals. Next thing I see is the guy stepping up. I was like, okay, this is good for non-Saka owners. So 2 penalties, two different penalty takers. Like, I don't understand. Do they agree on sharing the penalties? Or is Saka all of a sudden Santa Claus or something? I don't know what's going on.
I think it's a Arsenal. It's a team thing. It builds harmony. Anyways, I like it. I like that. That kind of that kind of bonding. I like it. For me personally. Of course, if I am a Salah owner, which I am, I would prefer him to take all the penalty because I'm going to be selfish in that point of view. But as a team, if I'm looking at my team and then I see my team doing these kind of things without me even influencing it, I think I love it because it shows they are together. It shows the unity in the team and stuff like that. Okay, this player has not scored in 2 games. I remember Barcelona used to do that. Messi used to do that when he had Neymar and Suarez. If Messi scores and Neymar score, Suarez did not score, he have a penalty, he passes it to Suarez. And if Messi score and then Suarez score and then he don't have the penalty, who did not score among the 3 of them, he passed the penalty to that. So that was the time they were one of the best attacking trio. Of course, they are top players by their own standard. They are top players. But to have that kind of bonding, it's different. It's really good. It's really good. I'd rather have that than having 2 strikers fighting for who will be better. For example, For example, I have this situation. Mane and Salah. And an example, Liverpool, you also had Suarez and Sturridge, but Suarez was not that type of player. So he was more of a team player. So he could accommodate Sturridge, but Sturridge was that player who wanna be always
ready to compete. He was
the one who gets.
As he's also a good player. Like
so I like what I'm seeing at Arsenal. I like it. And whoever scores, the rest are happy. That is beautiful. I like that, to be honest. For a team, it's nice.
But for FPL,
Saka should stop. Saka should stop doing that. We don't like that for FPL.
It's not the best. So
I was so disappointed.
What we can
I
take
didn't
from
watch the game.
What we can take from
I didn't watch the game.
Go on, please go on.
Okay. I didn't watch the game. But then I watched the highlights later. I didn't know it was 2 penalties in the game. Saka has already scored. Okay, the second one. Okay, I was thinking, okay, Havertz, maybe he scored his first goal, something. Then I see another penalty. They give it to Havertz. From Odegaard to Havertz. Like, it could have been 3 goals for Saka.
3 goals, 3 goals for Saka.
If he was that selfish like Salah, he would have been 3 goals for him, But he should stop that.
It's not good for FPL. But anyways,
but also you mentioned something, right? I give you an example about the returns. You said Saka was not consistent. If you look at his numbers, he scored 10 points in the game week 1, 3 points in game week 2, 8 points in game week 3, 6 points or 4 points in game week 4, and 6 points in game week. So it was not mega hauls.
Not mega,
except for game week 1. It was just ticking along with the points. So that's why you can see him right now, just with 1 big haul, which is game week against Spurs when he got the goal and the assist. Now he's among the top 5 or top 3 players in the game for points. So it's always about, being consistent, ticking along with the points. So I value that more than those players who will just give you a big chunk here and then give you another chunk there. I can try to chase those players for captaincy here and there, but for my team, generally, the 10 players who I'm not going to captain, usually I like them to be ticking along with the points all the time, 5 points, 6 points. Yeah, and I take that.
So our main guy, Haaland, blanks again. I don't know what you did with this guy, but it's not working out for us. for Haaland, captain. Things are looking grim, man. But I mean, he's got a hat-trick a few game weeks ago. So I think, the thing about Haaland blanks, man, it's like you cannot predict them. The game where you think, he's going to definitely score this game week, he blanks. And the games where the opposition is a bit better and you expect them to expect him to have a tougher game, he scores a hat-trick. So you can't. It's like it's a risk, a big risk. So you have to really be careful, like how you captain him. I mean, like I can tell you for a fact that the match I decided not to captain Haaland, it backfired, and then I found myself in like 5 points something million. I mean, so is it even worth it actually?
He's gonna hurt you.
Is it worth it?
He's gonna hurt you if you don't captain it. Like he's never a bad captain. That is the thing. That is the reality. Like there is no game week. No matter where he is playing, he's never going to be a bad captain because he's that class of a player. He's one of the best players in the world right now. So you would expect him to score every other game. So from that perspective, like he's a good captain for every particular game that he plays. He scored a hat-trick against Manchester United last year and got 2 assists, right? So that was which is one of the biggest games for him in the season. So that is going to happen. So that's why, like I say, the Haaland owners, you become a prisoner of Haaland. because
Yeah,
even you don't
in
want
a
to,
way, yeah.
you captain him. And
Yeah.
this is what I really hated about the idea of owning that player,
I'm a
because
captain,
I
yeah.
want to do something and I don't do it. I just want to be free. I just want to be free
I
in
know.
a way. I
Yeah.
do whatever I want. This week, who did I captain? I captain Morris. My team, you come to my team. I captain Morris because like everybody saw that he had a double game week.
Yeah,
Everybody
but
brought him into his team.
let's
But
just move
because
on to that.
everybody
Yeah.
have Haaland,
Let's move on to
everybody
that.
had
Yeah.
Haaland. Exactly. Everybody had Haaland. Like everybody is like Morris is not a good pick, even because
That's
a
what I'm
good pick.
like. I was.
Every content creator, I'm
I
telling
was
you,
surprised.
you
I was
can
like,
go back
okay,
and check the.
it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense because we all know the basics of FPL is if a player has a double game week, it doesn't matter if the fixture is good enough. You captain them. Even I was like, okay, I'm gonna captain Morris. Next thing you know, I'm watching all these things and I was like, is it a good idea to captain Morris after all?
Because Haaland is there.
I doubted
Like
myself.
I say, prisoners.
Man, I was like, yeah, but yeah, Carlton Morris strikes again. I mean, somebody whose only return before the double game week was a penalty. That's why because they said that his numbers were not good. Was what 0 point something.
A couple of penalties and one
XG.
and an assist. Of course, he got an assist too.
That's why it didn't look like a player to captain this game week, even though with a double game week. So definitely, but if you look at the fixtures that he's going to play against, they play what Burnley and then Everton. Everton was the toughest fixture, and they beat Everton at home. Oh, sorry, Everton at home, which is away for them.
Away.
So I mean, and it's a double game week. We all know that anything can happen in double game weeks. We definitely know that. That's when you play your chips. So I mean, definitely. I mean, kudos to people like you that actually took the risk and captained him because like he paid off.
Hopefully, he give us something tonight too for the second game of the double game week, and it will be even better. But that is what Haaland. That is what Haaland does to you. Like Haaland's fixture was very bad. Like like I always tell you, the game when you play at home is very obvious now, but still people know it. Like for example, Andy, let's talk FPL. He knows very well that when Haaland plays at home, he's way better than when Haaland plays away from home.
Yeah.
But even Haaland play away from home, they are still being scared. Like I tell you, last season, almost all the big players like Saka, Rashford, Salah, I think a lot of other players, Bruno Fernandes, maybe I'm not sure, but a lot of other players, they did better when they play at home than Haaland did away from home. It was very obvious, and this is not just last season. This happens every season in the Premier League. If anybody go back and check the data from like since the Premier League started, it is a few times that you will see a player doing better away from home than they do at home. It can happen, but it's very rare. So it's more often that players do better at home than they do away from home. So Haaland playing against Wolves, yes, Wolves is not the best Wolves that we know, but this is they have surprised many with the way they have played against Man City, the way they have played against Liverpool, the way they have played other games. Understand? But still, Haaland away from home, people, and this is gonna be follow. This is not gonna be this game we passed in. If you look at the fixtures that Haaland have, if I can just look at Manchester City's fixtures, give me 1 minute. Let me just click on the Manchester City team. Yeah, view information. Their next 5 fixtures are next game week 8 they play Arsenal away. They play Arsenal away, but still people are thinking we still have Haaland. We got a captain Haaland, and I'm telling you, he's gonna be the most captain player again that game week, even without game week starting. After that, they play Brighton at home, which is a very good fixture for him. After that, Man United away, Bournemouth at home. That one I will be scared. I will not watch that game. I'll be hiding somewhere. Bournemouth at home, Chelsea away. Then Liverpool at home, Spurs at home, Aston Villa away. So from game week 8 to game week 14, it's only Bournemouth and Brighton that I will be scared of Haaland. Those 2 home fixtures. Understand? Liverpool, he can score a hat-trick too. Those things are possible. But yes, he can score against Arsenal, score 2. Yeah, because he's that exceptional of a player. He can do all those kind of things. But like, people should play the game and then don't be scared of him. Like everybody talk about effective ownership, EO, blah blah blah. Yeah, if you do that, then you backfire. Yeah, that is true.
Fair,
but to be honest, don't be a slave to one player. It does not help. I can talk now because it happened that he did not score this game week, but next week he scores and then I am back here and hide. But anyways, I just wanted to say that because it was so consistent from content creators. Every single content creator was very consistent about Haaland. even though most of them, they know this is possible, because nobody wanna give that opinion that, hey, this is okay to go away from Haaland, and then Haaland scores a hat trick, and then your audience come back to you
Oh, I
and
see.
haunt you.
You look like a
Nobody wanna do
liar.
that,
Yeah, you look like a
especially
liar.
you look like But anyways, me, I will do it because we don't have a lot of followers. Maybe when we have thousands of followers, we don't have this scared. I feel them.
Okay, moving on to our teams right now. I think both of us have Morris, so that's why we have the asterisk there, because it's still going on. It might still increase, obviously.
Yeah.
So game week points so far of 55. Game week rank of 2.4. So the average is 45 actually, so not too bad for me. I like getting more than the average, even though it's difficult this season. So Ariola with 6 points, Trippier with 12, Estupinian with -2, which is a gift for me, 6-1. Cash with 6, Diaby with 8, Madison with 2, Mbomo with 2, Salah with 1. So those three are disappointment this week. Morris already on 8 points, one more game to go. Captain Haaland blank with 2 points, Alvarez with 8. I have Eze on my bench with 6 points. I mean, yeah, that's. I wish I had put that in somewhere. But yeah, I'm happy with Diaby. He could have had more points in the game, but now he's flagged, so I'm a bit worried about that. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good player.
He's a good player. Your team?
Yeah. I went with Tona in goal. Got the Saliba clean sheet Arsenal. Stepping
Nice.
and of course the -2. I think our defense are quite similar. I have Trippier with his 12 points. And then midfield, Salah 1 point, Son 7 points. Son, I obviously know he was gonna score against them. Doku, I will tell you the Doku story. That one you need to talk about. It would have been better last week to tell you about the Doku story, but I will tell you later. Mbeumo, 2 points. Saka, 9 points. Visa 2 points, and then Morris captain 16 points. So hoping for at least a couple of returns. A couple of returns against Burnley. That will be superb. Yeah. Speaking of the Doku story, I brought him in last week. Because I had the triple Chelsea players, right? And they were very underwhelming. We remember Nicholas, Michael was
Jackson. He didn't play this week.
Yeah, you don't see him in my team now, Michael Jackson was there, Sterling was there, Chilwell was there. 3 Chelsea players, right? So I had 2 options. I was thinking, okay, I need to go for Alvarez. I could have gone for Nicolas Jackson to Alvarez, easy move, and then that was easy. But then I was so pissed at the Chelsea players that I did not want to have a lot of them in my team. So I had 3. So I say, okay, if I'm gonna take 2 out, maybe I can take Alvarez and Chilwell out, and then bring I can take Nicolas and Chilwell out, and then bring Alvarez and that one and Trippier, But I don't know, for whatsoever reason, I start, this kind of trigger things happen to me. Just before the deadline, I was thinking too much. I think Nicolas will score if he will score, right? So no, now I will take our Sterling and Chilwell. Then I bring Trippier and Doku. Even like I was so pissed immediately the deadline passed that why did I bring Doku? I don't even check anything about this guy. I don't know any data about this guy. I only see that he scored last game, and then there is some optimism that he will start. I was so pissed at myself.
Recency bias, man. It's normal.
yeah, recency bias happened to me, Then I was so super pissed. He got the 1 pointer. Didn't play like 90 minutes again, 60 minutes, because they got the red card, Rodri, and then he was the one they took off, and then bring Calvin. So I was so pissed until Trippier comes and then give me that how many points? 18 points.
That was game before.
Yeah. So now I got 19 points out of that move, which was a hit too. Don't mind you, it was a -4. That was my first. That was my first hit of the season. So Trippier with his 18 points. Of course, if I didn't get Doku, I was never gonna get Trippier, because I could not go from Chilwell to Trippier straight. I have to downgrade I have to download who did that, Sterling, or downgrade Nicolas Jackson, and then get Doku, and then get him. So in the end, the overall move worked, but I was really, really, really pissed at myself. Why did I go for that? Just 1 minute before deadline, just click in my phone, just click trigger. kind of I had a click trigger, but it worked out anyway. So that was the story of me and Duku, and now he's gone.
Oh yeah, okay. So let's jump into the fan corner. I think you'll talk about wildcarding this week, so we'll talk about that later on after the fan
Yeah,
corner. So it's come to the point where I don't even like talking about ManU anymore because we're having such a poor season. It's like it doesn't even make sense. We've had the worst start in I don't know 30 something years. I don't even want
Wow.
to memorize the facts because it doesn't make any sense to me. This is a team, Crystal Palace, where we actually beat them midweek in the Carabao Cup. Easy, like 3-0.
Convincingly.
Convincingly, I was okay. This is a very good performance, even though I wasn't too optimistic about it because it was kind of like a change team. Rashford, Bruno were dropped, So I was like, okay, you know what? This is a makeshift team. Who's it called? Amrabat came in and also did well, even though he was playing in the formation. He was playing at left back, but he came into the midfield like an inverted wing, wing back, whatever they call it. Did well, This game, Crystal Palace, we know they were very tough defensively. They just came and just defended. It's not like they were even good or anything. They defended very well. They just came that okay, we're not gonna get beaten. Let's go and defend. My guys could not unlock Crystal Palace. We were on them, had so many possessions. 70 at some point it was 70 something, 78. I don't know, whatever, 22. Still, like, to be honest, I wasn't surprised because when I go to some of these pages and they were mentioning, oh, we were terrible. I was like, this is the team that we know. Do you ever? Since how many seasons ago have we had this problem of unlocking low block teams? It's still the same team.
Still,
we can't do
same
it.
problem.
And it's like how many coaches we've had, it's still the same problem. We still cannot figure out a way to get past low block teams. So to be honest, I wasn't surprised. That's why I was like, okay, you know what? It's not shocking to me. The only thing is, now we are having some players returning, like the Mason Mount. Mason Mount is back, Varane is back. So that excuse of we have too many injuries, it's not going to fly anymore in the next few game weeks. We have to win these games, the next games that we have.
Yeah.
So ManU, like this season is for me, is personally is a write-off. If we can finish fifth, I think it's a major achievement. Definitely, if you finish fifth,
that would be good. Fifth is good. Fifth is Champions League football next season. Fifth is Champions League football next season.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I don't want to go into Champions League with doing badly. I feel like teams that play better deserve it more than us. If we play better, if we turn the team around, the season around, then fine, we deserve it. But if you're if you need to represent the Premier League with your best teams, for me, that's what I believe, honestly. If we don't feel like we're up to it, we shouldn't be there. It's better to us focus on the other tournaments, or even qualify for any championship, any tournament. Just focus on the league, develop the team, and it's fine. Anyway, that's a lot of complaining and rant from me.
Yeah, but I think too, you guys have been very unfortunate too with injuries this season.
Decisions, like I was saying, this also counts to some of the decisions that we've had. Majority of these games ruled goal offside over here, VAR decision that they go against. This season has been extremely terrible when it comes to decisions from the referee. Like I don't even know. And the team is doing badly, and then you pile on these negative decisions for us. Like it's just, I mean, I feel for the players, I feel for the coach, I feel for everybody, but it's just one of those seasons that you have, man, and we just need to power through it, definitely.
Yeah, but I've been unfortunate too. Yeah, like you say, injuries and stuff like that. I just saw that what is it? Martinez has gone on the like. I think you said that a few weeks ago.
Injury,
yeah, you said he was not fit enough, right? And
I suspected that when I saw that he just didn't seem like himself, and you could tell.
He didn't look like himself. Yeah, he's injured now. You don't have a left back. All your left backs are gone injured.
Even the one that came on loan.
Yeah, even the one that came on loan. So it has been a tough one for you guys. And then you have the side, like the outside football things. It's good that you see Anthony is back. I saw him training.
Yeah.
You have Sancho there, the story. You have, Greenwood story you have to deal with. It has been very difficult. I understand.
The state of the club too is also there.
Yeah. That is also another issue. That is also another issue. It's been tough. Players don't want him to go like Maguire. Now, Maguire, I don't know how can you integrate him back into the team when you just take the captaincy of him. It's very difficult. I cannot think. I cannot know how can they have that good relationship with the coach after everything that happened. That he want to sacrifice everything he has for the club and stuff like that. It's very difficult, right?
As a coach, you like, for example, if you decide that you don't want a player in your team and you do everything you can to take the player out, and the player still finds a way to be there. It disrupts the dressing room because you want players that are focused and actually want to be in the team. And somebody like
Yeah.
Maguire, we know that the coach doesn't want him in. He doesn't fit the system. He's tried so many times, and you still look around and you still see him there. What do you expect? It's not good for morale. McTominay, I feel like that 60 million that West Ham offered for the both of them, they should have accepted and just let them go. Even though they accepted the 30 million for Maguire, but
but he didn't want to go.
He
refused.
Why else can the coach do? He can't do anything. It's not it's not his responsibility.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
Anyway, man, let's go to Liverpool. You have a lot of things to talk about, so just try and be as
a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, I will start with the performance, the results. I think it was a very, very it was a classic match. Despite the all the controversies around the game, which is not a lot. There's a few, I would say. Despite all that, the game was very good. I think it was a good game because even when Liverpool went down to 9 men, 10 men, 9 men, you could see Tottenham are pushing and Liverpool have become another different type of team, being so resilient, being so resolute, defending very well, organizing and stuff like that. So that was also fun. That was also a different type of fun of football because this team can do this kind of things, even though they are so good when they are playing at their best, attacking and things like that. But they can also be at their back against the wall and then they can still play well. I was very gutted for the team, especially Matip, when he scored that own goal because he had an exceptional game.
I felt bad for him. Yeah, I really felt bad.
Like he had an exceptional game, just like everybody in the defense. They were very, 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 very good. The team generally were very good. They ran their socks off. They worked very hard. They deserve something. They deserve a point. They deserve a point. They deserve a point because Tottenham couldn't break them down. So on that note. But Tottenham too, they did well in the first 20-25 minutes before the controversy started. They were the team on top and stuff like that, creating chances, playing through our middle and stuff like that. I was enjoying what Tottenham were doing. I was enjoying really what I watched the team. I saw that this team has been coached. Like Ange has done something. Postecoglou in a very short time, he has done something. I kind of like the guy already. The way he talks in the media. Like he's very likable, it is no surprise that he's a Liverpool fan, but he should have let us win that one. But anyway, now let's go to the controversies. We start with the first one. That is the talking points. I would say Jones is the first one. The red card for Jones. It was unfortunate, but I see in a world why it is a red card. I don't like it. You remember last time I said about Van Dijk. I don't like the how the law is drawn there. But at the end of the day, if you follow the letter of the law, it is a red card because what they see is if you endanger an opponent, it is a red card. And at the end of this the tackle that Jones did, even though there was no intent for him for his leg to be that high because he was going for the ball, he just slipped on top of the ball because he go over the ball a little bit and then the ball slipped. If you know physics, you can understand why his foot can just go over the ball by that, because the ball is round and stuff like that. So it can happen. Those kind of accidents can happen. I was watching the United, what is it? That's football. Mark Goldberg, like what he said, I really like his interpretation of that or his analysis on that. He said footballers, players can get hurt in football because it's a game. Accidents can happen and stuff like that. So, like when accidents happen, you have to analyze them as an accident instead of analyzing an accident as a dangerous play. A leg can be broken in football without it being a foul.
Yeah,
even though it is a dangerous play, it can happen. So accidents can happen in football. So this was one of them, which I feel is an accident. But with the interpretation of the rule of the law, if you endanger an opponent with a tackle, then that is a red card. So from that respect, it is a red card. So by interpreting the law, it's a red card. I accept that, but I don't like that interpretation because if you watch football back in the last 10 years or stuff like this will not give you a red card. This is just an accident. Unless there is an intent, they used to add intent. They used to add intent into their interpretation, but now they put that intent out of the picture.
It's just so a red card
for me, the referee did not do anything wrong. He just followed the letter of the law and then did what was right. So I give him a correct for that one. Correct. The second one, that was the offside goal. That one was abysmal. The referee did not do anything wrong too. Again, even though I should be very mad at the referee, I just want to be very objective about it. he did nothing wrong. The linesman raised the flag, and rightly so, he should raise the flag if he thinks it's an offside. But the referee does not have to blow the whistle. He lets the play go on, and then the goal was scored. And then now it is up to those up top to make a decision and then review it. They review the thing, but they did not communicate it properly. And then the referee, according to what we read or what was said after that, they did not communicate properly what was the information to give to the referee. They said, okay, check complete. Okay.
I heard about that.
And then there was that miscommunication. Referee thought, okay, these guys say the check is complete because this means it's offside. But in actual fact, those at the top thought a goal was given by the referee. But he wanted to wait for the check.
Okay.
So
to confirm that
there was a miscommunication there.
Yeah.
So the referee did not do anything wrong. The linesman did not do anything wrong. But those at the top that communicated, they were not concentrating or something like that. The records will be, the audio recording will be released. I think they have been presented to Liverpool FC already, but they will be released to the general public soon. And I'm very interested to hear what they're going to see, what was the communication, actual communication between the two of them. It's difficult to gauge it, but it was an abysmal decision. Like, how can, like, because the VAR room is not just one person in there. There's
three of them.
At least one or two, at least two people.
I think there's a referee
inside.
There's one referee and then two other people that do the
assisting. Maybe 2 or 3. I don't know exactly what is the number, but at least 2 people are inside that room, and then they are supposed to be focusing on the game. So if they see the game is being restarted instead of a goal, if they thought it's a goal up there, which that is what they insinuated, so then why did they let the referee play that game? So is it lack of concentration or is it something else? And this is why Liverpool, they want to go to the root of the thing, and they don't want to know, they want to investigate everything and then get to the bottom of it. And like, I know some people like Gary Neville, they don't like that Liverpool pushing that, because Liverpool are pushing for the integrity or stuff like that. They don't like that. But I see why they are doing it, because this, like you say, one decision can cost you. We remember Sheffield United against which team? I cannot remember. They were relegated because of a goal they scored, and the goal line technology was not working at that particular point in time, and that could have saved them to stay in the Premier League. And how long did it take them to come back to the Premier League up until now? How much money did they lose during that period? So these small decisions, it should not be underestimated. For me, I'm just listening, I'm just watching and see. So again, the referee did nothing wrong. I know people will be jumping on the referee. In this incident, the referee did not do anything wrong. Understand? And then, of course, once the play has restarted, the referee cannot go back, and then, because that is protocol, the referee cannot go back, even though they communicate to him, oh, we made a mistake. Like, for example, that should have been a goal. Once the play has gone, you cannot go back to a decision that you've made prior. So that is also something that people need to take note of. So that's why the referee cannot stop the game after that. But there is a case, like, this was an extreme scenario. This was an extreme case where it was so bad that, like, somebody can just say, I'm gonna, I don't care about the protocols. I will just go to make sure that I do something what is right, so that we just get what is right at the end of the day. And in that way, you might be punished later by your bosses and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you make sure that this thing does not escalate. And now this is escalating. It's completely, if you go to YouTube, or if you listen to people talk about that game, everything they talk about is this incident at the end of the day. And how can they write that wrong? How can they write this wrong? I don't know how. So, and then finally, the third decision, that's Jota. That one I blame Jota, 100%. 100% I blame Jota. I know people don't like the red card. They just hear me out. The first yellow card, I can see a wall why it is given. Because yellow card don't give, the yellow card, that's the yellow card was significant in the red card. But we see a lot of the times referee give a yellow card because they have that one decision to make. They have that one incident, just that view, because you don't have to review it on VAR, you don't have to. So you just have that spot to see it and then make the decision. And Jota, prior to that, Jota has just made a very bad foul, and then he made that one. But even though that one was unfortunate because he was just running and the other guy was running, and then, his knee touched his his ankle, and then the player tripped. And then the referee gave Jota the first yellow card. Now, the second one, for me, the problem, go on. Now, exactly. Now, Jota is on the yellow card. That yellow card is, you cannot go. Last couple of weeks ago, when I talk about Trent's first yellow card against Newcastle, it was the same thing. It was silly from Trent to get that first yellow card. Why did he do that? Even though he should have won a foul, but it was silly from him to get the yellow card. So you don't get that kind of yellow card. Yes, just like you have the first yellow card already. Now you are playing 10 against 11. Your team is playing 10 against 11. Why would you just go in and launch in like that? And to put your team in that mess. Put your team in that situation where they're going to be 9 men. You already get that yellow card. Now you know that if you get another yellow card, it's a red card. And then you do that foul. So it was so silly.
The second foul was very.
Yeah. So
silly.
That's why I don't like to, look at the first foul and then look at the second foul. Like the first foul, okay, the first foul was unfortunate. That I accepted. But once you get that, you are playing with a yellow card. So now you have to play with your head. Remember what your team is playing with. But he lost his head at that moment, and then he did something crazy. That's why I don't feel any sympathy for Jota. I don't think even Klopp feel any sympathy for him in that scene, because when he was passing to go back into the tunnel, Klopp did not even look at him, because you put your team into that mess in the end, and then your team has to play with the 10 men. So I don't see that as a major problem from the referee. I don't see that as a major mistake from the referee. So on the day, there were other incidences where I think 50-50s that the referee did not give Liverpool. Those were the things I'm more, pissed with the referee in particular than these decisions, the goal, the red cards, and all those kind of things, to be honest. But yeah, I've been ranting too much. So let me just hear your thoughts.
I mean, I think I think the way you explain it, I think it makes sense. I also believe the reason why Liverpool is making an issue of this, because like I said, it affects teams. You can affect the players' morale, and there's a lot of consequences associated with this. Maybe Klopp is just trying to make sure that next time when decisions go to VAR, they take it seriously. It's just setting precedents that it doesn't happen to another team. Maybe this week we'll see better VAR decisions from the league, and that's what people ask. We just want consistency. That's all. So yeah. So let's move it along to the fixtures for this game week. I think I'll just run through them and then we'll talk about your wildcard team. So this week we have Luton, Spurs, Burnley, Chelsea, Everton, Bournemouth, Fulham, Sheffield, ManU, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. Then we have Brighton, Liverpool, West Ham, Newcastle, Wolves, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Man City. So yeah, these are the games. Very, very interesting games. Can you pick one or two that you think that it's going to be a game to watch?
To watch
for FPL, not Arsenal, Man City. We all know that that's the game for this week.
That's the big game, right? Arsenal, Man City. Yeah, that's what is the game. I will enjoy the Liverpool Brighton game, because Brighton don't defend well, but they attack very well, and it will be interesting to see how Liverpool bounce back. And and especially both teams need to bounce back, because both teams lost. I think Liverpool are on a better high, because I think after that performance, Liverpool will feel very like they put in everything. It was a good for how can I say? For team spirit, I think it was something that they will take away. A big one. But then, yes, I think the main one this week is Spurs. They play the early kickoff on that's gonna be on a Friday, and that's the best fixture actually this week. So maybe Man United too is another good fixture, but because of the form Man United are in, people will be skeptical about that one. But I quite like the Man United fixture against Brentford. Brentford, their goalkeeper is so bad. He concedes easy goals all the time. And they are not doing well. They are struggling right now. Like Man United. So this is a game that Man United want to play. But then, Man United is very unpredictable at the end of the day. That's the thing.
It's ManU.
So those two, Spurs and Man United are teams that I'm scared of Man United without them in my wild card. Kind of. I kind of feel, okay, can I just, sneak in one United player just for this fixture and then take them out? But, I might not.
So jumping straight to your wild card draft. I don't know, man. I feel like you have all the players that you might need. You might not even need the wild card. Take us through your latest draft, anyways.
Yeah. But I will just go back to my team to tell you what trick I did. If you look at my goalkeeping situation, I had Tuna and Steele. I was not happy with Tuna. I was like, you pointed that he might lose his place at some point because they signed a new goalkeeper, and now he's not playing so well. even though he did okay last week, but he's not playing so well. He could have caused a penalty for Wisa, which I talk about, which I spoke about, which the VAR did not review it. If they reviewed that one, it should have been a penalty. It would have been a turn up causing that penalty, and still is coming outside the team, because Brighton, you never know who's the goalkeeper.
That's
Like this
they
week
keep
is
on
this
switching.
player, the next week is the and his value is going down in my team. So like I did not like that that combination of goalkeeping in my team. And that was one thing. And then up top, I brought in Morris. I just brought him because of the double game week, and I wanted to, make that count. I have Wisa, I have Mbemo. The Brentford players are not doing well, even though I like their numbers, underlying numbers and stuff like that. But their fixtures are not getting better, and they are not doing well. So I don't want them in my team. I had João Pedro in the team as well. It was a player that I did not like. Doku, like I say, he was also a player that I brought in, which I did not like. So there are these players that I did not like in my team. Brighton player, Estopinan, the fixture is gonna get worse from now on for Brighton. So those are the things that I consider. Yes, I did not need the wildcard. I could have played without the wildcard this week. I agree with you 100%. But I see an opportunity to build my team from now and then go forward. Anyways, I go with Ariola. Ariola is coming in. I think he's having an exceptional season for West Ham. So, and he's less than 4 million, 4.45 million. So now 4.2 million. So the combination of him and Tona, it works very well. They rotate very well in terms of fixtures. So I like that. And then the top now, I also want to get more a bit more. I went with Pedro Porro. I checked the numbers, checked Porro, checked Udogi. Yeah, I concluded that Porro is the better one. Trent, like we always say, that one is the bias is there, but I still think that Liverpool's fixture are getting the turn. After this Brighton game, if you look at the Liverpool fixtures, they are very good. They play after the Brighton fixture, they play Everton at home, Nottingham Forest at home, Luton away, Brentford at home. So these next 4 fixtures after Brighton, they are very good. Even Brighton is a good fixture because we know defensively they are good, and Trent creates a lot. And he's back. He played the last game. I'm not sure if he will start against Brighton. I don't know. But yeah. But of course, the bias is there for Trent. I kind of rate him more than anybody more than anybody rate him. I don't know why. Maybe because of the Liverpool. But I still think he's a very good pick. He's not worth the 8 million that he's priced at this season, to be honest. But yeah, it's just that bias in me. So you can give me that one. So and then who's in my middle? You have Salah, of course. Salah was already my team. Bowen to Saka, Son, and Eze. So only Saka, Salah, and Son stay. You see, yeah, you are right. I could have played without the wild guy, but I brought in Bowen and Eze, added them, and then up top Watkins. Aston Villa's fixture are getting better, so I wanted to get a bit of Aston Villa as well. Darwin, like Liverpool are struggling up top. Jota red carded, Gakpo out injured in the game, so it's obvious that Darwin has to start now. And the fixtures coming up, I think they could be very interesting for him. So yeah, that's my wildcard. And on the bench you have Tona, Cash, Archer, and Gusto. What's your thought now? Now you can, you can.
Yeah, I like Watkins. I like Watkins and Darwin, because Darwin, I feel like if he gets an opportunity to start, I think with your upcoming fixtures, he can do really well. Eze, I'm not so sure about. I brought him into my team, but then at some point I'm wondering, like, why did I bring him? Because Crystal Palace don't really score many goals compared to last season. Like, they're struggling to create many, even though Eze is like their most influential player. I don't know why that is. So I'm not really, feeling him right now. So the rest of your midfield is definitely exceptional. Saka also, even though with the fixtures, he's their talisman, so he's going to score. I took him out of my team, like I said before, and he's all of a sudden he's now this special player. But yeah, the rest of your team I like, apart from the Trent, obviously. So Trent and Eze for me is those two that I don't really.
Those are the red flags for you.
But Eze, not so obvious ones. Yeah, but the rest is fine, I think. Even Gusto is fine.
For Eze, if you look at the points, you will not like him, to be honest. If you look at his FPL points this season, you will not like him. 25 points he has in total. Many players have more points than him. But you look at his underlying numbers. For example, expected points for midfielders between 5 million to 8 million. less than 8 million or less than 7.5 million from like less than 7.5 million midfielders, not the not the like the premium ones. You look at that, only two players that are have more expected points or expected, like if you look at the expected goals, expected assists and stuff like that, the shots he took more shots than any player from that range. He took 27 shots so far this season, 12 of which were shots inside the box, and then he created highest for key passes. That is, if I'm no, he's the second highest for key passes, like passes that lead to a shot, and he's taking more shots. So in terms of trying to score, trying to create chances, he's doing more than any other player within that price range. So he start after Bowen and Mbeumo. Mbeumo has started the season very well, but he is going
He's
down,
dropping
right?
down,
He's dropping down, but he started the season exceptionally well, and when he had all those accumulated also good points. But Eze now is number 3 when it comes to expected points. So, and he's the talisman. He takes the penalties at Crystal Palace. Let's not forget that. So, yes, Crystal Palace have not had a penalty. They are not scoring a lot of goals. But if this kind of scenarios happen, he's the one who's going to step up. He's on the free kicks. He's on
and their
set
fixtures
pieces and stuff like
are
that.
also good from now.
Yeah, the fixtures are going to be better. So I think he's a good player to have. Despite not having the points, these are the type of players that I usually like sometimes. People don't value them because they are not returning what they are supposed to return.
Yeah.
But if you look at their underlying numbers, they are doing well. And Eze is one of those players. I had Gordon before. You remember when I sent him my earlier draft, there was Gordon in the team, who I like. But then when I compare and then look at Eze and all the package he has, the penalties, the creativity, the shots he is taking, and all those kind of things, I think Eze is a player that you should not be like, you should be happy to have if you have him. It's just a matter of time before he starts returning. And of course, sometimes you need a bit of luck to return. Sometimes you do all the good things and then people don't convert the chances that you create, or you take a shot and then the goal can make an exceptional save. So those kind of things can happen in football as well. So I think it's a good pick.
Okay, I'll stick with him then. So that's your latest draft of a wildcard. What are your decisions that you feel like might change? Like which ones are you not sure about for now?
Yeah, decisions I'm not sure about is the next striker. Like, Alvarez, no Manchester City in the team. That is very dangerous. That is very dangerous. I don't have Haaland. And in addition to that, I don't have any other Manchester City player in the team, which is very, very dangerous. But looking at their fixtures, I just feel that this is the time that you can do that. Even though I would expect them to win some of those games, and then they might score like big goals, like against Bournemouth, like I say. But the game is built that you can make transfers, right? If I don't make a transfer next week and I don't make a transfer the following week, I have two transfers the subsequent week, and I can always bring a Manchester City player, So even though I don't have them, it is easy to get there. And when they have the good fixtures, I can get there. Of course, Haaland is not going to come into my team just as I planned at the start of the season, but I can get two players like Alvarez easily. So, but that is a player, that is a position that I might change. Like Archer is on my bench. He's a 4.5 million player. So he's somebody I might go for 3 strikers, but I'm more of a fan of 3-5-2 than I'm a fan of 3-4-3. So, and I see a lot of value in midfield. That is somewhere I might change, but it is very unlikely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your latest wildcard. Let's just end with my
Your team.
So far. I have two free transfers right now. That's the problem I have. My team as it stands, I have Ariola, I have Trippier, I have Udogi, I have Cash, I have Diaby, Madison in midfield, Mbomo, Eze, Salah, and then I have Haaland and Alvarez. I have Tona on the bench, Morris, Estupinian, and Gusto. The thing I'm having right now is Morris is going to leave my team. He was just in for this GW7 game.
For one game.
If one game is out, So now I'm trying to contemplate who should leave my midfield. I don't have Son, and that's my worry this game week, that I don't have Son and he might punish me, even though I have Madison in the team. But I'm trying to move ahead of the curve. I don't want to just keep chasing points. But Son is a good player to have, to be honest. Like, I think he's close to essential. But right now I have 2 transfers to make, and I'm leaning towards either taking out Momo and Morris, and then take a minus to bring in like a Darwin Nunes, or I'm trying to create or try to get the funds to either upgrade one of my strikers from Morris to Darwin Nunes or maybe Watkins, but something, or bring in Son. But bringing Son, I have to like
you need surgery,
I need
surgery
more
for that.
cash. Yeah, I need surgery. So that's why I'm thinking to go the easy route and maybe bring in like a Darwin Nunes or Watkins. It's easier for me. And taking out Momo and bringing somebody who's like a bench fodder, who's a 4.4 or something like that. So I haven't decided yet. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, Madison. I like Madison. He's another player that I've considered to bring into my team, but it's very difficult to get him into my team with the midfield that I have, because it's difficult to get from Eze to Madison. If I could do that, I would have done that, but it's very difficult to do that. Bowen to Madison is possible, but Bowen being a talisman, I kind of lean towards Bowen a little bit because he's cheaper, and then West Ham fixtures are gonna get better and stuff like that. And I already have Son, so it's better to go for another, talisman from another team who scores goals, and that is Bowen. So Madison is somebody I've considered, even doubling up with his force defense, Udogi and what is it, Pedro Porro is also a possibility. So I just wanted to say that, like, what could change in my team, but as of now, I don't see anything.
So for now, that is what I'm going with. So we'll see how it goes. What I decide, I'll leave it till late anyway. So we'll see how that.
Our team is similar though.
Yeah,
it's
very
similar, right?
Yeah.
No, just the attack is different, right?
Yeah.
Like, but the defense, goalkeeper is the same.
Trippier, Cash.
How about Gusto? What do you plan to do with Gusto?
You set him there. It's fine. It's not a problem. He's just 4 point something. Yeah. So it's just a bench fodder. If he comes in, that's fine too. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because my team starting.
Just one more game to go in his suspension. That is the next game against Burnley. After that, he's back in. Chris James, he will come back, and then he will, we don't like to see that, but I'm sure he will come back and not stay injury free because like he's just right now, his body is just, it's so unfortunate that he's such a good player is like getting injured all the time.
Yeah, man. So we've come to the end of
Captaincy,
the pod.
Did you say who is
Captaincy?
your captain?
Yeah, that's I always forget about captaincy because it's not fun.
Because you guys, because of Haaland, you don't even talk about captaincy now.
Captaincy is on Salah this week. So yeah,
it's on Salah. Salah who plays Brighton.
Salah against Brighton. So that's it's not even non-negotiable, to be honest. It's Salah against Brighton.
Non-negotiable. For me, I was gonna go with Son.
Okay. That's also very good captaincy shout.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. So I have Salah, but I feel Son have the better fixture. I don't have any home good fixture this week. Any player with a good home fixture before you close it? Let me see. Any player with a good home fixture. Man United. That's why this is why I wanted Man United, because if I brought in that Bruno, I would have been very tempted to captain him because they play Brentford. But I'm not just convinced about United.
Yeah,
that is the problem.
The same with me. I'm not convinced at all. So yeah, I'm not convinced. Well, yeah. It's been a good pod. So guys, thank you for joining us again, even though we missed last week. Please check out the Jollof Football Bantaba on YouTube. We have Gambian content there for you, Gambian football.
More to come.
More to come. Also, a lot more content in the pipeline. Thank you guys again, and we wish you guys the best of luck in this game week 8. As always, catch you guys on the next one.